Hey, Slosh, I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. I've got one I actually picked up about a year ago. It was right at a year ago, actually. I found this at the Trader Joe's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When we were out there, Trader Joe's is a 2023, and we are now 2025. It is 2023. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. Vintage spiced ale, dark ale brewed with spices on lees, 9%. Sometimes you got to guess who brews them for Trader Joe's based on where they're distilled. But they tell you exactly. I was brewed and bottled by Unibrew in Canada, so you know what kind of beer you're getting. Trader Joe's 2023. I could have hung on to this for a couple more years, but I decided what the hell. Unibrew and limited edition. This Belgian style spiced ale is crafted once a year as a special treat for those of you who appreciate flavorful bottle conditioned ales with character. I do love bottle conditioned. Not a lot of folks are doing them anymore. Our vintage ale, our vintage spiced ale, is a rich, dark. I just don't want to focus. Bear with me. Coffee colored beige foam. It's ready to enjoy right away, and you may also wish to cellar a few bottles. It will evolve interestingly well, developing more complex flavors as the years go by. Keep the bottle upright in storage. I did do that. Brewed with a delicate balance of noble hops, toasted malts, and spices. This is a remarkably smooth ale with a wonderfully complex finish. It is best served slightly chilled around 53. Yeah, you want to write about cellar temp, between 50 to 55. 53 degrees Fahrenheit, and pairs exceptionally well with salmon steaks, curried lamb, beef, or tuna au pois. There we go. Let me put that up, and I will share this one with you. Whoops. All right, I haven't checked the nose or anything on this yet. I did pour it ahead of time to take some pictures, but I haven't checked the nose, taken a drink, nothing. I'm going to have it with you for the first time. Oh, wow. That nose is nice. Oh, gosh. Unibrews are doing some quality brews since, it seems like the beginning of time. Back in the early craft days, it was a standout. I don't see them very often in my neck of the woods anymore. Those were beers we used to seek out. Oh god, that nose is insane. A lot of spices on the nose, big and malty. Oh, damn, that is delicious. Rich, they mentioned it, that it is. Flavors, that's going to depend on you and your palate, but I feel like I'm picking up a lot here. Getting notes of malted chocolate, also picking up some dark fruit notes, some raisin, most definitely. Some very dark overripe plum, maybe as well. Oh man, it is a cold, dreary winter day here in the Ozarks. Even though I've got this nice pub behind me, so that's why I decided to pop this one. I wanted a nice, comforting beer, something to relax with, something to drink slowly. my first beer of this Saturday that I'm having this particular beer. Yeah, I've had it for about a year. And like I said, for a period there, I forgot about it. So that's why I decided to keep it until this year. And I was going to have it around Thanksgiving. But again, it slipped my mind. And then around Christmas, again, it slipped my mind. But since I've got such a cold, dreary day here, I thought, well, what the hell? Let's relax. I don't want to get out. I had some friends that wanted me to get out for beer. But I just don't enjoy getting out in the cold. I don't enjoy putting on lots of clothes to stay warm. There are those that say, well, I like wintertime because you can always put on more clothes, but you can't take off less. But I disagree. You can't take off I don't enjoy being cold at all. I don't enjoy wearing clothes. Maybe that's it. You can't keep bundling up, but for me, that's just not comfortable. I feel like I'm being smothered the more clothes I put on. And I hate wearing shoes. I dislike it. So I'm gonna stay home in my jammies today. I know this looks like a cardigan and but it's just a pajama top. Gonna stay home and stay warm. I've got good beer. I've got good whiskey. Just want to relax. That's the problem lately is I've got a lot of friends and I would like to meet them for a beer, but when it comes time to, I just do I really want to go outside? I get a lot of socializing in at work, so I'm really becoming a homebody. But especially when the weather gets like it is, I mean, it's not doing anything at the moment. It's just cold, but it is cold. So I thought about going out for a second, but then I've got to inconvenience everybody else. So. And I just didn't want to do that. Not when I have such good offerings I had home, right? Except that's already been paid for. That I don't have to spend more money for it. I already have this. Why do I want to go out to get other stuff? Anything by Unibrew is going to be a fine beer, regardless of the label. Trader Joe's usually has fine breweries and distilleries making their products for them, so I'm not too worried. But I was intrigued by this one last year. We got it in January. I was going to drink it immediately, but again, like I said, it kind of got forgot about. And I've had it for right at a year, to be honest with you. I think it was like the second. This is the second, I believe, that I bought it. Maybe the third of last year. So I figured, why not? Let's pop it, relax, enjoy a good beer. As I sit in this pub behind me with the fireplace, that's not real, right? Let's try to create a mood, man. So we sit in this nice little winter lounge, relaxing, having a good beer. Get a little bit of almost molasses. Feel like there's a little molasses note in there, and then as you run the middles, where I really pick up those dark fruit notes. I mentioned raisin. I mentioned overripe plum, but you might even find some very dark cherry in there, almost like a Amarena cherry-like note. Dries up nicely, more so than you might expect a big, decadent, rich beer like this. It just lingers ever so slightly on your palate. Oh, man. This is really good. I want to do a whiskey pairing with it. Trying to think of the right whiskey to pair with it. It's brewed in Canada. I don't have any Canadian whiskey. I don't keep a lot of the usual suspects around, to be honest with you. I buy a lot of small distillery products. That's kind of my thing. I only buy the names you know upon occasion when it's a necessity for various things. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, I love buying small distillery stuff. And I have friends that say, well, don't you worry, you won't be able to get it again. I'm saddened in some cases that I haven't been able to get certain things again. But I'm always looking for something new. There are a lot of, as I look at what I have on my bar card as we speak, I've got Tiakida products, which are local to me. So that is always available to me. But yeah, there's a few things that I've ran out of Hard Truth. Their calf sweet mash rye was so gorgeous. I do miss that. So that's on my wish list. Hopefully I'll get back to that neck of the woods again where I can find those products again. They're out of Indiana. And I've got a few here from Columbus, Ohio as well. I've got a four-finger out of Indianapolis that are just amazing. And then I'm looking at a couple from Neely Family Distillery out of Sparta, Kentucky. So if all goes well, I'll be able to get back that way later this year. But we'll see. I mean, it's just one of those we're just going to have to see. That's the plan, but sometimes things come up. And then I roll with it, right? If I'm not able to make that grand trip we could probably always get to, St. Louis or Kansas City for a couple of days, in which case I can find local distilleries there. Kansas City's got a lot of, or at least a few fine distilleries that I like. Well, next to Kansas, just outside of Kansas City, has Union Horse. North Kansas City has Restless Spirits. Downtown Kansas City, you've got Tomstown and J. Rieger's. And then a little bit north of Kansas City in Weston, you got Holiday, which is just amazing, man. I love Holiday. I like to get back to that distillery. And I turned 60 this year in May, so we won't plan a grand trip because we're trying to do something in August. But I'd like to do something just a little different. I don't know if we'll stay in town or maybe just go out of town for a night or two. But I would like to do something since, hell, when I was younger, I never thought I'd make it to 60 the way things were going. This was before I met my wife, Of course, when you're a kid, 60 seems old, and as you get older, you have a different perspective on what is old. 60's not so bad. But I've never been one to hide my age. I've always been very vocal about how old I am. I don't care. Even now, when folks ask me how old I am, I say, I'm pushing 60. I'm rounded up, man. I'm rounded up. You don't get to look like this by accident, so how old do I look? When I was younger, I always looked very young for my age, but I don't think that is the case anymore with all the gray hair and the wrinkles. And I've lived the lifelines. Oh, man. We visited a couple of different Trader Joe's back in September of last year, and I didn't remember seeing this beer at any of them. Like I said, I picked up this one, I believe it was January 3rd of last year in Tulsa at the Trader Joe's there. But if they would have had them, I would have picked them up, which was what I was getting at. But it does age very well. It would have been fine if I hung on to it for a while, but I'm really trying to purge my beer fridge. I'm trying to get, we're having to go, I'm having to lean into my retail years at this point and go FIFO, first in, first out. There's some stuff I just need to get rid of. I gave away a lot of my vacation beers. There's a couple friends that I know love big IPAs, so as soon as we got back, I gave each of those two guys 8 IPAs, so that was 16 beers. And for New Year's gathering that I was working and couldn't drink, I brought in 17 different beers for them to show. So of all the beers I brought, I gave away a pretty good chunk, because I like to do that. I want folks to enjoy these beers and learn about breweries that maybe they wouldn't otherwise. I had somebody refer to me, maybe a decade and a half ago now. It's been quite some time, as a beer evangelist, somebody spreading the word about beers. Well, I've always kind of leaned into that, I like to propagate craft beer and try to quell the notion that everybody that drinks at all is just drinking to get drunk. Craft beer drinkers fine. Craft distillery drinkers are not saying I never get drunk, but I'm saying that's not the point. The point is to really enjoy picking out the product, enjoy the pour, enjoy the nose, savor every little bit of it. And that's the point of craft beer and craft whiskey, for that matter. Like enjoying a fine meal, right? You don't get to do that very often. So when you have that fine meal, you want to enjoy every bit. And that's what craft beer and craft whiskey is enjoying every little bit, every aspect of it, the picking out, the bringing home, the choosing for that day, the pour, the nose, every sip, every drink. Just relaxing and enjoying the moment. So there you go. This is a very nice beer. I'm going to show you this bottle one more time before I wrap up. Trader Joe's 2023 Vintage Spice Ale Unibrew. Dark ale brewed with spices on lees. It is at 9%. It is nice. Would I pair this with food like they mentioned there? Yeah, certain food. I'm going to disagree with them slightly. I think what they mentioned is fine. I would pair it with more. For me, being a working class guy, I'm going to say more comfort foods. I would love to pair this with a decadent beef stew, even a roast. But anything spicy, I think, would work well. Szechuan beef, I would definitely pair that with. Hell, even Mexican food, chili roja, I think would go perfect as well. So, anyways, but I would also describe this as a sipper. I think it would also be that great fireplace beer, not to pair with a damn thing. It's late in the evening, you're finally able to relax, kick up your feet, kick on the fireplace, and just relax, enjoy the beer. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy. Sláinte.